Hello and welcome to The Focus. The Focus is a show designed to showcase what is going on in education today. More specifically, to see what the students are doing in the classroom to reshape education. As a teacher of 15 years, I've grown tired of hearing what kids today are not doing in the classroom from the people in media and from uninformed people not knowing what is really going on in our schools. And that's when I decided to start the show called The Focus. The Focus stands for Finding Outstanding Classrooms Using Social Media. You see, with the help of social media outlets like Twitter, Facebook, Google+, and Skype, I've come across some of America's greatest teachers and students. So I've called on great teachers who are connected on social media to see if they are interested in showcasing their classrooms. I hope this will be an ongoing series of spectacular educators and students. I'm also hoping these students get the recognition they deserve, but most importantly, allow them to use this show to collaborate with other students across the country. So if you're watching this show, please feel free to pass it along. But most importantly, find the contact information of the teachers and students in the description below. We want to connect these awesome teachers and students to other opportunities using the vast world of social media. Our guest this week is Patricia Ragan from Canastota Senior Junior High School in Canastota, New York. Ms. Ragan has started a great program connecting her students with some dynamic CEOs from across America using Skype. This is just one of her innovative uses, bringing the real-world business lessons into her career in technical business class. So without further ado, let's connect with Patricia Ragan. All right, we're joined now with Patricia Ragan. Patricia Ragan from Canastota, New York. Hello. How are you doing, Patricia?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Well, we're super. We're really excited to have you join us today. Man, I guess I should start off by telling our audience, first of all, Patricia and I met at the Partners in Learning Forum in Seattle, Washington this summer. So it's not like we found you out of the blue, but I have seen you do a lot of tweeting here recently, and I've been really impressed with your CEO project. Obviously, when I met you, it was a different project. We can talk about that later. But why don't you tell everybody what your CEO project has been and what you guys have been doing?
Well, our CEO program is actually stands for Collaborative and Enterprising Opportunity. And I designed this program as part of my Business Analysis, Business Computer Applications course. My students have to write a business plan. And I decided I wanted to have my students paired up with CEOs from across the country, or to at least try to get them a collaborative partner to assist them with the design and development of their own business plans for their future business. So my students were set up with their own CEO via Skype, and I was inspired to use Skype from when I actually met Don at Microsoft Partners in Learning. His booth was right across from mine, and I saw the Skype, and I saw the Skype offices on the campus at Microsoft, and decided it would be a really wonderful tool to use in the classroom. So I used Skype to connect my students to CEOs. I was lucky enough to gain 8 to 10 CEOs onto the program to work with the students, which was fabulous.
That's awesome. Could you tell us a little bit about who the CEOs were and how you found them? How did you find these CEOs?
Well, it's funny. Everyone asks me, how did I get CEOs to collaborate with high school students? And the answer is really quite simple. I asked them if they would do it. And almost every person I asked permission to use this program in their business said yes. I contacted CEOs and found CEOs through friends. I did a little networking, and I put out the word on Facebook and face-to-face with friends in the community. And we ended up with CEOs signing on from California, Oregon, Nevada, Oklahoma, Texas, and, of course, New York State. And the response has been phenomenal.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So basically contacts, friends of friends, things like that. Did you find any of them, though, through a Twitter or through a Facebook location?
Yes. Facebook was an excellent resource for me to reach the CEOs. I did put out a call on Facebook asking friends of friends for CEOs to work on this collaborative and enterprising opportunity, and I had enough responses to be able to go ahead and contact those CEOs and set up the program. And once I got contact information and started working with CEOs myself, the program was off and running. So I found that I had to get it started within a month's time of that contact to keep it going. But yeah, Facebook was an enormous resource for me.
That's awesome. Well, this show obviously is called The Focus, and we're looking for outstanding classrooms using social media, so it sounds great that you've used Facebook. But also a major part of the show is basically demonstrating your students' talents and skill. So I want to go ahead and turn some focus on to some students. So let's hear from the gentleman behind you. Who do we have here?
My name is Isaac Smith. My name is Isaac Smith.
Isaac, tell me a little bit about who you worked with, what CEO you collaborated with, and what you did.
I worked with Jackie Bernardi. She is based in California. She has a business called OC Skin Solutions. It's basically skincare and all of that. And she helped us create my partner and I's restaurant, Hounds.
Okay. And you said she was from where again?
California.
California, and you're from New York, so you can't get any further away in the country than that. Tell me, how many days did you work with her? And really, how long were the Skype sessions?
Our Skype sessions were about 45 minutes each, and we did it for a period of 6 weeks.
5 weeks.
5 weeks.
Okay.
Weeks.
What did you take away from it? What did you learn?
I learned a lot, actually. Mostly about networking and all of that, and how to really create and dive deep into the process of business building.
Okay, that's awesome. Did you, by chance, go over any business plans or models?
Yeah, she actually helped us create a full business plan and really helped us with all aspects.
That's awesome. All right, what was probably your favorite moment with this project?
My favorite moment was probably when we met her. That was the best. It was very eye-opening, and it was awesome to see somebody so far away in the classroom and really interacting with us.
Okay. Connor, same thing. Your first contact with the CEO, where were they from? What did they do?
My first contact was Mary Reyna. She was the CEO of Mary Kay Cosmetics, and she was located very close by in Utica, New York.
Okay. And what were your favorite moments with her?
My favorite moments, I can't really choose one because I did like all of them. She was very informational the whole time. We asked some questions, but she would also give a lot of information that answered a lot of other questions that didn't need to be asked because she answered them already.
Wow. So she's thorough.
Yeah.
So obviously it was very professional, very businesslike with your contacts with her?
Yes.
Awesome.
It was, yeah.
And so, moving forward, how are you going to use all these Skype interviews with your CEO into your life outside of high school?
Well, based on all the information that she did give, there's a lot that you could use in, if I was to start a business. Me and my partner, we were planning on doing fruit harvesting, and she gave a lot of information how to keep it running. She said it's always good to start out small, but think big in the process of starting out small.
That's awesome. And so now, what are your insights? I mean, do you think you're going to move forward on this later, or did it give you an idea to do something different?
No, there's a good chance I might go forward on this. She was always very positive on the things that she told us. Like, even if we never came with an agreement on something, she would always look at our point of view, and then find the positives in that.
Wow.
So then we could both work stuff out. So.
Wow. Free business advice from a good business person. That's cool. All right. Last and not least, who do we have over to your left? Who did you work with on your CEO project?
I worked with
Mike Waslin.
Waslin. He's a close to he owned the Tech Line.
Okay. What was your favorite moment with them?
My favorite moment is that we always, but I don't really have a favorite moment because we always saw eye to eye everything.
And then, like, did you work on some business plans with them?
Yes, we worked on my business, which is Harmony Bakery. And we really think that we both have something like fast food, so it's really easy to get along.
Okay. Well, very good. All right, from all three of you, if you were to recommend, I'm getting some feedback. If you were to recommend this to other high schools, what would you say is the best aspect of it, and what would you say is the biggest obstacle to overcome?
I would say one of the biggest benefits is the interconnectivity of it. It really benefits the CEOs as well as the students. And the biggest obstacle would be the technical difficulties. They get in the way sometimes, but they're easily overcome.
Okay. Anybody else?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd have to say a good part of it is the actual experience, like talking to an actual CEO, because not very many people actually get to have one-on-one conversations with a CEO of a big company.
That's
and
awesome.
Getting their advice, if they were to start a business. So you're basically like talking to the best of the best.
That's so cool. Yeah, and hey, you're getting advice, like you said, from the best. So what better education is there than to talk to people that have done it? That's so interesting. Let me go ahead and talk to your teacher again, Mrs. Ragan. So Patricia, amazing stuff that you guys have done here. What's next for you guys?
Well, next we have some great opportunities on the horizon. First of all, we're having this fabulous interview with the innovations class and with Don, and we appreciate that because that's one of our most exciting next steps. We're looking forward to seeing this show air. The other big step that's new, just developed in the last 2 weeks, a teacher in Belfast, Ireland, heard about our program and decided to contact me, and so we are going to be Skyping with Belfast starting this Friday at 7:15 a.m. New York time, and talking about the business plans that these guys created in the entire class, and his class is going to be pitching a product that they would like to market to the United States. So they're going to be using Canastota, New York as their test market.
Wow.
So those are the two biggest developments, and also what was pre-planned on the horizon when I wrote the program is that my students are currently creating and editing video that I took of them while they Skyped during the 5 weeks. I've downloaded all the video to their network space. They're editing and creating movie makers of what they learned and answering some of the questions that you've posed today. And then we're going to be pitching the business plans to local CEOs here in Canastota face-to-face. So this Skype opportunity gave us the distance learning piece of the pie. Now we're going to bring it back in home to the classroom, bring in our local CEOs who own businesses here in Canastota, and they're going to pitch face-to-face and see if this business would be worthy of investing in. So we have a lot still to do, and students are going to work on their pitches for and their movies for the next few weeks to prepare for that aspect.
Amazing, amazing. That's so cool. I applaud you and your class for doing all this. This is one of the reasons why we want to do the show. Teachers that are bringing real-world opportunities into the classroom. It doesn't get any more real-world than that. I appreciate your 3 students coming on and being on the show. Patricia, again, I know our paths will cross again, only because you're doing such great and marvelous work. If you want to get a hold of Patricia and her class, on the link below is her email address, and I'm hoping that other people will want to collaborate with this great group.
Yes.
I so much appreciate you joining us today.
Thank you so much. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
And thank you. You know, one last thing.
Oh, sure.
The editing on, but I just want to tell you one thing. Our mission here in Canastota, my mission, is to bridge the gap between the corporate room and the classroom, because I want to get our students hired. That is the point of what we're doing here. So I want these programs that are developed, designed, and implemented in our classrooms are designed to get our students hired. So that's just another piece of the pie for you.
That's perfect. That is perfect. As a matter of fact, that's a great note to end on. Patricia, I again appreciate you so much coming on the show. This has been eye-opening. Again, if you're wanting to get a hold of her, please look at the link below. We'll have her email. Any other students or teachers out there that want to collaborate, obviously this is the group you want to talk to. And heck, what kind of business opportunities and business contacts these students already have already. Again, I thank you so much, and we'll, I'm sure, have you on the show again.
Thank you. I appreciate your time. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, thanks, guys. We'll see ya.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, in one word, how would you describe it? What kind of word could you use to describe Skyping?
Well, that just about wraps it up for this first edition of The Focus. We hope you enjoyed it. I'd again like to thank Patricia Ragan for being on the show. If you know of anyone that would like to be on the show, or you'd like to talk to us about a teacher or student who needs to be highlighted, please feel free to email me at dwettrick@gmail.com.